Aha. Nu gaan we ergens heen. Eens even kijken. Hello. Okay. I think we're live now. First time. I just need to change something in the mic is a bit too loud. Okay, so I'm going to change that. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can change that. Nope. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. I was gonna see if this works, which is always a challenge. We're gonna do a yoga stream in a few minutes. I'm just trying to figure out if everything works the way it's supposed to. First time streaming, that's always a challenge. I just need to, I think I need to adjust the sound, but I'm not quite sure. Could you let me know in the chat if the sound is too if it's too loud? Because it could be that my mic is a little bit too sensitive, and then I'm going to use another one. Even kijken, okay. Well, we're just gonna try. Okay, during the yoga stream, during the class, I cannot obviously chat with you, but let me know in the chat if there's anything you want to ask. I can always answer after the yoga stream. Okay. Let me just check everything one last time. First time streaming, it's always a challenge. Okay. Let's start. Make sure you have something like I have right here. A yoga mat that you can use. Just to make sure that it's easy for you. Easy for you to sit on. Okay. Well, I hear no complaints about the sound, so I guess it's okay. My mic says it's a bit too strong, but we'll see how that goes. Okay. We're going to start sitting down, so make sure you can sit comfortably. You can use maybe a pillow if you have it, or a book. You can always use a thick book to sit on, just to make sure you can sit comfortably, okay? So you don't feel any straining in your hips or in your knees. Just make sure you can relax. You can close your eyes, take some time, just breathe. Slowly in and out. And make sure you take your time to find that position And you can sit in cross-legged position as I do, but you can always make the choice to start laying down if you feel like it, or sit on a chair. Especially if you're at home, it's easy to just take a chair, use that for the first few minutes. We're only going to do a class for about 30 to 40 minutes, so it's not going to be very long, just to see where we go, to try it out. If this is your first time ever doing yoga, you probably need some time in the poses, some time to realize how it feels, how you're breathing. And so you don't have to do everything. If you feel halfway it's enough, you just quit. If you feel you need some time to lay down, just do that. And if you're sitting right now, make sure that your back is straight. That way you have some space in front, your chest, your belly to breathe. You can relax your belly, so try to make sure you don't use too much muscle. If you use all your abdomen, then it's hard to make the belly move along with the breath. And if you relax the belly, it's easier to let it just flow. Okay, so that's what we want. You want the belly to be able to flow along with your breathing. That way it deepens. That way it's like your breath is sinking down, and that is a very easy methodology for the body to relax. So try to see if you can relax this belly area and breathe down. Slowly in and out. You can breathe through the nose. If it feels better, you can breathe out through the mouth. And then take some time to try to feel your body, maybe part by part if that is easier for you. To make sure that you can observe the things that happen in your body. Maybe you feel tingling, maybe there's pain or tension somewhere. Or you could feel that you're very relaxed, your body's warm, easygoing. Whatever feels good or bad for you. It's just a physical feeling, and all you have to do is be aware of it. You don't have to change anything or do anything different. Just try to be aware. And keep the breathing going. We're just going to start slowly, okay? So take your time. This is a relaxed yoga class, so we're not going to do very active yoga right now. Tomorrow morning maybe, but tonight it's just going to be an easy, relaxed flow where you can take some time in the poses, pay attention to the breathing, and try to unwind from maybe a busy day. Okay. And you can slowly open your eyes again. Maybe you already did. You never have to close them if you don't feel like it. And you can take your hands and put them in front of your chest. Take another deep breath. In and out. And when you breathe in, you can bring your arms all the way up. Stretch yourself all the way. And when you breathe out, bring your arms down. Slowly, all the way to the mat. Your fingertips can touch the mat. And when you breathe in, come back up. Stretch yourself all the way out, all the way to the ceiling. And when you breathe out, slowly back down. Hands in front of your heart. We're going to do that one more time. So take your own pace, your own breathe in, up, out, down, all the way. And when you breathe in, come back up. Stretch and out, all the way down. Very good. Okay. When you breathe in, you can bring your arms sideways. Try to make sure that you keep sitting up. So lift your chest. And when you breathe out, put your left hand down. Your right hand goes up and over. You can just keep it up. If this is enough, it's enough. If you have more space, you can always just lean slightly towards the left. Try to keep both sitting bones, so your buttocks, on the floor. Okay, so you don't lift one side, you keep it on the mat, so push it down, stretch your arm out. And try to lift your sternum to make sure that you keep sitting up straight so you don't fall to the front. Keep enough space to breathe. And try to keep the shoulders relaxed. Okay, so you keep them active, but you don't tense them. Okay, when you breathe in, come back up. Hands horizontal, and then the other way. Lean towards the right. Lift up, stretch out, keep breathing. There are always a lot of things to think about when you do yoga, and in the beginning it might seem overwhelming because there's so many things to consider in a pose, but you never have to do everything at once. Okay, so maybe sometimes it's easier to just focus on the pose itself, the physical part. Sometimes it's easier to focus on the breathing. It's never one thing, but you can always practice one by one. So don't feel like you are overwhelmed or have to do everything. See what comes naturally. That's usually the best choice. Okay, when you breathe in, come back up. We're going to do one more round. Breathe out, go down. And maybe you feel, if you have been stretching the first time up, you might feel you have a little bit more space now. And then you can stretch a little further if it feels good. If you have started out stretching really far, you might have overstretched. And then it's tense, it feels tense. So it's always easier to start mild, soft, gently for the body. And then you have some space and you can still stretch a little further. If you start out stretching really far, you usually overstretch, especially if your body's not warm. Okay, breathe in, come back up. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We're just going to start out easy, okay? Yoga doesn't have to be hard. Just keep it fun. Keep it light. And there's always a pose that works for you. You can do this with your feet stretched out in front, for example. You can do this on a chair. Put your arm in your side and just go like this. And there's always a pose that will work for you. Okay, when you breathe in, come back up. You can bring both arms up. And when you breathe out, come back down to the front. So you can put your arms in front of you. And if you feel like you can lean forward, you can maybe put your entire underarms on the floor and you can relax the head down. Only if that feels good, otherwise you can keep the arms stretched out, maybe just relax your head. And most importantly, try to relax the belly so that you can breathe down. So you keep that deep, slow, soft breathing that keeps the body relaxed. The higher or faster your breathing is going to go, the more tense your body will be. Because it's hard to relax that way. The muscles will stay very, very focused. Okay. Slowly roll yourself back up. Use your hands, take your time. You can place both hands on the knees. We're just going to go back and forth with the body. I'll switch a little bit so you can see it. It's more easy that way. When you breathe out, you can come all the way to the back. So you make a round back, like you're kind of leaning into your back and your hips. You can hold on to your knees a little bit. You make a whole round back and you can relax the head down. And when you breathe in, you roll all the way to the front. So you bring the pelvis forward, open the belly, the chest. If you want to, lift your chin. You can bring your elbows and your shoulders back. So you open the front, so you have a hollow back. And when you breathe out, come all the way back to a round back on your own pace. To the front, tilt the pelvis forward and out. Try to make it slow or maybe faster if you're breathing faster, but make the movement in your own breathing pace and use your entire breath. So the in is to the front, out to the back, relax the head. You can make this pose as hard or strong, active as you want. If you have lower back pain or if it's hard on your neck. Keep it slow. You can make, or soft. You can make a pose like this. Okay, this is big enough. If you feel this is good, just tilt the pelvis slightly back and forth to make a soft movement. Most important thing, especially in relaxed yoga, is that you don't push yourself. Okay, you can always challenge yourself. Is a pose is difficult or you've never done it before? Sure. But don't push yourself beyond your limits, okay? Because that's gonna hurt. And that's not what we want. We want to relax. We want to, bring more space into your body, more softness, not more hardness, okay? Try to come back to the middle. And when you're there, you can roll over your feet onto your hands and your knees, if it is okay. Otherwise, just bring your feet back to the side. And we're going to go into a half frog pose, yes. You can come all the way to the belly, so slowly bring yourself down. You can bring your hands either with your elbows on the floor. If you want to, you can just lay your head on the floor as well. Whatever feels good for you. And then you can lift one knee to the side. So bring it all the way up to the side. You can either flex the foot or just relax it back down. This is the pose. So bring the knee up as far as you want. Relax the hands or the head, so you can lay down if you want to. Both is fine. And then see if you can relax your legs, your hips, your lower back. So make it a nice soft pose where you open the hips slightly and try to put some weight on this knee. So don't open up too much that you have all the weight on the other leg, on the leg that is long right now. Try to put some weight on this hip, the bended knee. That way you might feel that you actively open the hip. And sometimes it's hard in the beginning, especially to find a balance between putting pressure and not overdoing it. Don't worry, you'll get there. It's just a balance you need to find, and it's going to take some time. Sometimes you get it in once, sometimes it takes longer. There's no problem. Okay, you're not doing it wrong if you have muscle ache tomorrow or whatever. It's a process. Okay, and we're just practicing right now. Try to stay here a few more breaths, and then we're going to switch sides. Take your time. Because we hold on to the poses a little bit longer, your body is getting the practice it needs to feel what it means to be in this pose. If you switch too quickly, especially in the beginning, your body doesn't have time to kind of remember. Muscle memory is building up in the body if you practice poses more and more. And if you do them a little bit longer, it's easier to feel for yourself. Is this okay? Do I want to change? Do I have to make the pose a little bit easier, or can I make it a little bit harder? That's why we don't switch so quickly right now. Okay. Slowly bring your leg back all the way, stretch it out. And then we're going to switch sides. Okay, so the other leg, bring it up. As far as you like. Try to put some weight on it. So try to bring the hip of the bended knee back to the floor. And if you want, especially if you have some lower back issues, or if it's painful for the lower back, just lay on your hands or on the mat. That way it's easier. Just keep breathing. And try to make it fun for yourself. Okay, again, it's okay if you feel like you have to, you're working, but don't make it too hard. Okay, one more deep breath in. Relax the belly, slowly all the way out. And then you can bring the leg all the way back. Both legs are long. We're going to go into child's pose. Slowly come back up. Bring your hips towards your heels. You can relax your belly onto your legs. And you can relax your head on the ground. If you want to, you can bring your arms to the back, so alongside your body. If it's more comfortable, you can place your hands in front of you. Or you can place your hands under your head. If you need a little bit more lift, if you need a little lift under your head, it's easier to put your hands under there, or your fists. That way it's even higher up. Okay, so the most comfortable position. And if it's uncomfortable for your belly this way, or for your breathing, open your knees. So you keep your feet together, and then you bring both knees outwards to the sides of your mat. You keep your hips towards your heels, and then you bring your head to the ground. Then you have more room for the belly to relax, to hang, as it were. And that way you can breathe maybe more deeply towards the belly. One more deep breath here. And when you're ready, come back up slowly. So bring your knees back together if you have them out. Roll yourself all the way up. Sit on your heels if it's okay. If it's uncomfortable, you can put a pillow, a small pillow or a blanket in between your legs. And then you sit on that. Okay, then you don't have the pressure on the knees or the inside of your knees. You can relax your hands on your legs. You can close your eyes for a second. And take a few breaths here. We're not in a hurry. We don't have to accomplish anything here. There's no goal, no target to reach. All we're doing is just trying to be in the moment. I know that might sound flaky, but that's what I mean is that we always try to work towards something. There's always a next thing. There's always the future. Everything you do is for a goal that is not even there yet. And what you can try when you're on the yoga mat is to let go of that target-oriented behavior for a second and just try to be right here, knowing that there's nothing you have to do. So even just sitting right here on your knees, on your legs, breathing, listening, that is yoga. And maybe you have expectations, and that's okay, but is it okay for you to just let them go and they might not be met? One more breath. And then you can slowly switch to one side with your hips. So your feet come out on the side. And then try to hold on to the upper ankle. The lower feet you can bring in front of you. And then you can relax the knee. So you have one foot out in front of you, touching the other knee. Lower part of the leg is in front of you, kind of a triangle right here between the two legs. Other one can sit out. If you want to, you can bring your foot outwards if it's easier for the knee. Otherwise, you can bring it along. Try to make sure you can sit straight, okay? So if you feel you're sitting very much like this, lift your hips. So sit on the pillow or on the book again. You can relax your hands just on your legs. If you want to, you can always close your eyes. So if it feels good, just close your eyes, relax, enjoy the pose. And it can be uncomfortable. That is okay. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, usually means your body just have to work its way out and just find where the tension is. And the part of relaxed yoga is that you stress some parts of the body, so it's more easy to relax them afterwards. Okay, so don't hurt yourself, then you definitely go too far. But it's okay if it's a little bit uncomfortable. Find out for yourself where that line is between uncomfortable and painful. Never go into painful. That never works. Okay. One more deep breath here. And then you can Bring your feet out in front of you. Slowly move them along. If you want to, you can just wiggle your feet a little bit, or your legs, just to make sure they're loose and relaxed again. And then you can sit back on your heels. So we're going to start from the same position because it's easier to get in the pose that way. So from this position, move towards the other side with your hips. Hold on to your upper ankle. Bring the lower foot to the front. So your foot is touching your knee. You make the same triangle again. Relax the hands. And again, try to feel how this side feels. It can be very different, especially when you're working with the hips. You might notice very soon that they're very different in rotation, flexibility, strength. It's rarely symmetrical. Okay. While you're sitting, try to focus on the breathing as well. Okay, so relax the belly. Try to keep the breath going down. In and out through the nose. And if you feel the need to yawn or to sigh, please do so. Okay, it helps the body to relax. Okay. Okay, one more breath. And then you can bring your hands back. So you can sit back a little bit so you can bring your leg easily out. Again, 2 legs in front of you, and if you want to, you can just hang a little bit. You can hang backwards a little bit, stretch out the legs, and just wiggle them a little bit. You know, make it soft, nice, like playing. It's a play. It's a playful thing, yoga. It's not a job. It's just having fun. Okay. If you want, you can sit in a cross-legged position, the way that we started. If you feel it's difficult to keep your back straight that way, you can sit on your heels. So both is fine. If you want to stretch your legs out in front of you, it's fine too. Just find a way to sit comfortably. And the most important thing is that you can easily keep your back long, so you don't need too much strength for that. Okay. Bring your arms out to the side. And when you breathe out, one arm goes up and the other goes down, and they kind of reach out towards each other in the back. When you breathe in, bring them back horizontally again, and then you go the other way. Breathe out. Breathe in to the middle, and breathe out again. So you're going to make this movement, and they don't have to touch, okay? Your hands don't have to touch each other. It's the way they just flow. Maybe they just reach here or here. This is fine too. And you go like this, horizontally, and then you bend them. It's not about how far or how difficult you make this movement. It's about the movement itself, okay? So try to find out where your movement is, what your range of motion is. And the same goes with this movement, that you don't push it. Keep it natural, keep it soft. Okay. The next pose you can hold. Doesn't matter which arm is up or down. Try to hold the pose. Try to bring the elbows back a little bit. Relax the shoulders. Okay, so you don't go like this. Just try to relax them. You can bring your hand up if you want. You can relax them a little bit on the head, so it's easier for the shoulder. Otherwise, you can bring it to the back. Okay. Keep on breathing. Try to relax the belly again, so don't hollow your back. Tailbone down a little bit, so you kind of push your tailbone a little bit more down, so you don't hollow the back. Otherwise, there's too much pressure on the lower back, and that's not what we want. We just want it soft, easygoing. Okay, one more breath here. And your next breath in, bring your arms out horizontally, and switch. Okay. If you want to, again, you can close your eyes. And try to feel in your body what you are doing. Is there any place right now where you're holding tension that is not necessary? Not necessary for the pose. It's different in Hatha Yoga, where tomorrow morning, we're gonna do a live class in Hatha Yoga at 8:45. And that will be more strength related. This one is more about relaxation. And it's important to notice in your body where you're holding tension you don't need. Maybe you're tensing your muscles somewhere without knowing you're doing it. Try to be aware of that and try to relax them. One more deep breath in, all the way out. When you breathe in, arms horizontally again. And when you breathe out, let them go. Okay, just keep them down for a little bit, or let your hands relax on your legs. Take some time to breathe. And try to feel what the pose did to you. It's very important to take some time after a pose. Maybe 1 or 2 breaths is enough to realize, okay, this is what happened. Sometimes in a pose, it's hard to feel what works or doesn't work, or how it works, or what you feel, what you experience. And then after a pose, then you feel it. Okay, so that's important to notice. Okay. You can come lay on your back. I'm just gonna switch my microphone a little bit. Otherwise it's gonna be a very crunchy stream from here on. Okay. See if you can just lay comfortably on your back. And you can bring the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you just want to lay like this. Maybe this is the best way right now. If you want to massage the lower back a little bit, you can make small circles with the knees. Okay, try to keep it soft again. I'm going to repeat that a lot. Okay, not because I don't think you get it, but because it's hard usually. Most people I find, myself included, find it's hard to relax. We always try to push ourselves. We're used to doing the best we can, give 100%. And it's difficult to make that switch towards there's no doing right here on the mat. You can just be, if you want to choose to. I do that in my class as well sometimes, in my physical classes. If you want to just lay in Shavasana, so lay down for the whole class, it's fine too. If that is your need right now, if that's what helps you in this moment, then that's what you should do. Okay. We're going to make a twist. So you can bring the knees all the way in, and then bring the knees towards the side. Let's say towards the right. Maybe you switch the hips a little bit. If it's easier, bring the knees towards the right. Left arm all the way out. You can just let it lay down. Make sure it's not too high. If you put it too high, usually you stretch the muscles in the chest too much. If it's fine, if it's comfortable, you can leave it up. Otherwise, bring it more down. Right arm, you can put it on the knees, on the belly, or just out as well. Okay, whatever is comfortable for you. And if you feel like your left shoulder cannot touch the ground, so if the left shoulder comes up with the knees, put something in between the knees or under your knees. Okay, so your left shoulder can relax on the ground. If you want, you can turn the head all the way towards the left. And again, this is a pose where you can kind of surrender into it. Okay, so if you feel like you're holding any tension, if you use your muscles to stay in the pose, just try to let go. Okay, there's no way it should look. There's only how it should feel, and it should feel relaxed. And if it doesn't feel relaxed, see what happens when you let go of all tension. Just see what it does to your body if you completely surrender into this pose. And maybe your legs come back up a little bit. That's no problem. Just let it happen. And if you feel you're rolling all the way back up, you can put a pillow under the hips or behind the lower back, just to support you. Okay. One more breath here. And then come back up with the knees slowly. You can put the feet on the ground. Help your knees up. Okay, you don't have to push it too much. This is very interesting. Got a wire right here. Okay. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So bring the knees in. And then all the way to the side. Other arm goes out. And if you want to, again, you can move the head. So knees to the left, Right arm out. Try to keep the right shoulder on the floor. And if it comes back up, something in between the knees or under the knees will help. And then see if you can relax. Again, you can close your eyes. That way you can really focus on your body and what you experience. And see if you can let go of any tension in the muscles. Surrender to the pose. Okay. One more breath right here. And then slowly come back up. Bring the feet back up, or the knees, I'm sorry. And then you can relax your feet all the way down. We're going to Shavasana, which is the final pose. Shavasana means corpse pose. You can bring the feet out a little bit. You can bring the hands on the tummy if you like, or just open. Anything is fine. Just make sure you are completely comfortable, relaxed. You want to put a pillow under your head, it's fine. If you have some lower back issues, or if it's painful to lay like this, put something under the knees, or you can bring the knees up, feet wide apart, and then you can let the knees hang towards each other. That way you support the lower back as well. So it's both fine. Anything that feels good for you. I think I'm going to stay like this. I like this pose. And again, try to focus on the breathing. So try to focus on the way the breath goes in through the nose, all the way to the lungs, to the belly. If you have your hands on your belly, you might feel it move. And when you breathe in, the belly goes out, or up in this case. And when you breathe out, it slows back all the way down. And keep the breathing soft. You don't have to work on it, change anything, just follow it. If it goes fast, it goes fast. That's fine too. Make sure for yourself you don't judge on what you do. Don't judge your body or your mind. Try to go along with it. There's no right or wrong here. You can't do wrong in yoga, okay? All you can do is play. I'm going to take one more deep breath here. And then slowly we're going to make some movement again. Okay, so you can stretch out if you like, stretch your arms all the way up, your legs all the way down. If you want to wiggle your toes, your wrists, maybe your knees, anything is good. Take your time to roll onto your right side. You can stay there for 1 or 2 breaths if you like, just to make sure that you keep focused on your balance. Even if you're laying down, you don't get dizzy. And when you come up, make it slow, okay? So push your hand on the ground, other hand, slowly, slowly bring yourself back up. Take your time. Until you are back into a sitting position, any position you like. Use your chair again if it feels better for you. And again, you can close your eyes. Just go inward with your attention, with your awareness. See what comes up. And maybe you experience all kinds of physical feelings, sensations in your body. Maybe it's just or mostly thoughts that come up, or emotions. And all you have to do is observe them, be aware of them. Don't try to push anything away. But know that there's nothing you have to do with them or about them. You don't have to engage in what you feel or think. And from here you can slowly bring your hands in front of your heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for being here. For taking the time out of your day, maybe out of your week, to show up for yourself, for you. To pay attention to your body, to your mind, and to your soul. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a good night or good week. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this class. Again, if you have any questions, you can always just put them in the chat or put them on a comment if you're watching the video, and I'll always answer them. Okay? So don't worry about that. Tomorrow morning at 8:45 we're going to have another live stream, which is going to be a more hatha based class. So it's going to be a bit more active. We're not going to do power yoga. It's not going to be difficult, easy poses, but just to wake up the body for the morning, for the day. Okay, thank you so much. I'm just going to change a little bit here in the stream, in the chat. Still all new. So let me see. Hey, Cell A, maybe you're watching right now. Oh. Or maybe you are somewhere else again. Hi everyone. Oh, that's not, yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh. I really hope you had a really good chat, a really good stream, I'm sorry. And I'm going to see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.